Hey, what's going on? This is Mike from MTG Vintage Track. Today we're going to be playing a Magic Arena competitive draft. Haven't played any drafts on here yet, so I'm pretty excited to try that out. Alright, here we go. So, that's not very good. Falcon's a good drawback, or fallback card. I also like the Vampire Neonates. Probably gonna go Luminous Bonds. Electrify is also good, but it's kind of expensive. Yeah, let's go with Luminous Bonds. It seems to do pretty well in drafts. Another Falcon. Explosive Apparatus I also like. I also like the Daybreak Chaplain. I think it's a little underrated. Vampire Mare is also good. So I think we're actually going to go with the Vine Mare. Okay, let's see. I don't think anything in here is incredibly good. Spark Tongue Dragon's decent. Omen Speaker's always good. I've noticed that these tend to go around, so I think I'm going to go with the Omen Speaker. Another so pack. I think I want to go white since we have the bonds anyway. Nothing else in this pack's really that great. I kind of like Heroic Reinforcements, but then we also have to commit to red. Probably go with the Vanguard. Okay, here we go. Take Vengeance is pretty good. We have another Apparatus. Normally, I also really like Child of Night. I like this card generally, but probably not for a draft. Probably gonna go with Take Vengeance here. So, another Vampire. Probably one of the better cards. I generally like Sovereign's Bite too. But you kind of get more value out of the Vampire. So we might just take that. Yeah, let's just go with that. So, a couple of the same cards from the last pack. Another pack of not so great stuff. Kind of between Sovereign's Bite and Epicure of Blood. Epicure of Blood's really good, but Sovereign's Bite's also good. Looks like we might be going white-black now, so interested in the Infectious Horror. This does a lot of work in limited. So looks like we're starting to wheel around. This was our first pack, or this was our first pick pack. Probably just the Falcon. Down to the last few bits of chaff. I guess we'll take the Sentinel just in case. Okay, cool. We got a decent amount of green cards just in case. So some standout cards. I tend to like Gutter Snipe. Gallant Cavalry is also pretty good. And I also really like Thornhide Wolves. Siegebreaker Giant's also pretty good, but I really don't want to go with any red. Probably the cavalry in this case. Got another one of these dudes. Here's a horror. That's probably the best choice. Really like Sun Cleanser as a card. Maybe now we can take the Epicure. Yeah, I think the call is the Vampire. Dwarven Priest can be okay. I really like Strangling Spores, so I'm probably just gonna take that. Okay, not too much left for us to be taking this late into the draft. Probably between the Falcon and the Duress. Duress is pretty good, but I think a body is just better. A flying body for one. We could take another Epicure, but that's probably not needed yet, though there's not much else to take. This can be pretty cool if you're sending a guy in anyway. It's kind of a useless card. Knight of the Tusk is pretty good, but we might just see that one again. Let's just go for the combat trick. So between the Vampire and the Apparatus, I do like having the removal, so let's go with the Apparatus. Probably just the Menace Zombie. Seen a lot of Manoliths. Cool, so we got our Vampire anyway. And the Sovereign's Bite. Guess we'll take the Inspired Charge. Why not? Okay, pack number 3. Another not so great rare. I like Gravedigger. I also like the Stag. The Stag, I think I like just a little bit better. This is a fun card, but probably not draft playable. I think this is a good call since we have the Vampires and we have a little bit of life gain techniques, if not just a small removal spell. I really want to take this Bonds, but the Angel might be better. It's about even, roughly in my mind, so I think I'll take the Bonds. And here's another Horror. That's pretty much an auto grab for me. This could be pretty good in here as well. I think that's the right call. Maybe we'll just take the Priest. This could be useful in the sideboard. And of course we get another one. I guess we'll just take that one too. I guess we can get our Knight now. Knight's Pledge. Okay, here we go. We got vault progress. Okay, time to build our deck. So obviously we're going black-white, so I guess we'll just start pulling stuff over. So we've got to cut 8 cards. Let's see what we have. Definitely take out at least 2 of those. I like Inspired Charge, but I'd rather try without it first. I like keeping the Knight. Maybe we'll drop the Epicure. I'd like it a lot more if it had flying. Take out one of these guys. I like this card, but I think we gotta cut it. It's a little difficult. We still have to cut 3 cards. I like all the cards we have. I'm wondering if 3 of these is overkill, but I'm really thinking not. We could cut one of these, but it's always useful to have. I mean, you can cast it anytime without a target. I mean, we'll just cut the Pledge. I think we'll cut the Epicure as well. And I guess the Vanguard. It's not that great. So, let's see. I think this is right. Let's check the curve. So, kind of got a peak in this 4 slot, but I think we've got enough to keep going. We've got some decent removal. Got the Neonites to keep us alive as well. So let's try it. Time to find a game. Good opportunity to plug the rest of our main content. If you like what we do over here on Magic Arena, you might also like our main content, which is full of various openings and lore videos and maybe more. We'll find out. Sounds like we have a game. Okay, this guy's name is too easy, so hopefully we win. This is a pretty sweet hand. We can cast everything. We've got plenty of lands, so let's just do it. Put down the apparatus. Looks like our opponent might be running something similar. So let's drop a land, and why don't we just arrest him too? Wow, he's running Revitalize. He or she, I guess. Could take away their removal, but I prefer to take away their... Well, they don't have any creatures, so... They could, though. I think I'm more in favor of taking this away. So yeah, I could have taken the removal spell, but honestly, that Knight's Pledge might be able to put in more work over time. And then next turn we'll be able to drop our Horror and start chaining it off. I mean, he knows that I know he has it, so might as well use it. Okay, would be nice to get some non-lands, but that's alright. At least he's a turn away from being able to cast that. So you should definitely save that for my turn so you can block with it and then activate. Okay, loses the 2 life. Let's see if he blocks. Probably will because they get another body out of it. Not much of a decision considering they're tapped out. Yep. Resolves. So I think I'm more in favor of dropping the Falcon first. Well, I guess the priest can block, so we should just... Well, actually, we can pop the zombie. Yeah, let's play the Falcon. Maybe we'll use the apparatus to pop the zombie. Avoid taking damage. That way we get an extra life off the Dwarven Priest. Because at the very worst, opponent can just use this guy to put in some work. Okay, that's not terrible considering I have 2 lands to pitch. Again, a weird time to activate that. So it looks like they're not going to attack and they want to leave it up. So let's pop it now. Okay, we'll go to combat, get our damage in, and then drop the priest. And we're back at 20. Interesting. So that's going to be something I'm not going to be able to easily deal with. Unfortunately, I don't run any main board artifact destruction. So, I'm wondering if we send the horror... probably not. Well, we're gonna have to lose a body anyway if we block. So, maybe we'll just put the Falcon in. Not much to duress. That's fine because it allows us to at least send an attacker in. Although I think I want to chump the next one. We will lose our horror on this. But it's just dirtling otherwise. And they may not block it either. See? So this puts them in a tougher spot. I mean, we're still in a pretty tough spot as well. But if we can send, I mean, we'll definitely be able to send the horror in. That was an interesting target. At least we can send the horror in and get them to lose 2 life. Flash blocker, so that's good. Though I don't really see us winning this still. Especially after that. Unless we can get a neonate of our own, but we'll probably just start trading that. Flash this dude in. Well, I called it. Let's see if we can even block that and that. I mean, we'll survive with 3 life, I guess, so we'll keep going. And that's it, so we'll move on. Okay, so opponent kind of just had a lot of creatures like us. They only had that 1 artifact, but if they get the Lich again, this could prove to be pretty useful. Other than that, I don't know there's much else we could have changed. I'm cool with taking the duress out. Probably should have just ran this main board instead of the duress anyway, but it's okay. I think it's all we can really do, so let's try it. So of course we're going first. We've got 2 lands. We've got... I don't really like this. Let's pitch it. Alright, I guess this is actually a better hand. And we'll keep that on top. Okay, and then we can keep going. Hopefully they pass. Sure. Drop the harpy, hopefully start putting some damage in. That hurts. I really want to play the horror next turn, but I'm not really willing to give up both removal, so let's just pitch those two. That worked out. That did hurt us quite a bit, though. That's not great, but it's kind of neutral in my opinion. A lot of worse things they could have spent their mana on. Hopefully we'll be able to just ride these. Looks like they're going to end up passing their turn. Cool, that's very good for us. So we'll have to remember to not forget to activate the vampire at the end of their turns. Okay, activate. Ooh, this could be it. So if they decide to try to pop anything, we can at least activate the harpy. Looks like they're not going to. I'm wondering if it's worth slow rolling it. Probably not. So we'll be able to attack. They'll be at 1 life, I think. Shit. Do we use this to go lethal? Let's see if he blocks. 2, 3, 4. Well, that's still lethal. Oh, there it is. So I guess we'll counter that. Well, this will be able to block. So I guess we'll have to do it after. Oh, okay, never mind. I conceded anyway. So we'll be going to game 3. Don't know if there's anything we're going to change with the deck, really. Seems to work fine. So looks like opponent's going to take some time to sideboard some stuff. If you want to always stay updated with our new videos, easiest way to do that is to follow us on Twitter. Make a post every time we upload, so you'll see that right away. And we always keep our latest video pinned to the top. Okay, game 3 of our first match. Looks like they took a mulligan. This is a pretty dangerous hand to keep, so I'm gonna mulligan as well. Arguably an even worse hand. Really don't want to bank on getting lands, so I guess we'll mull to 5. And this is a playable hand. At least we're on the draw. I guess we've got a couple of turns. All we can do is hope for the best now. It's like playing a black burn deck. Make sure I click the right mana so it doesn't tap the one black. And then we'll just activate when he taps it down. Okay, can't cast it, so it's not much of a deal for us. And then again, we'll just activate in response and hopefully stabilize at some point. There we go. So that'll add a bit of pressure to our opponent, and this hopefully will add some more pressure. Oh, there goes that. Might want to just cast that now while they're tapped out. Relatively tapped out. Well, that will help us for now. But I really need to start drawing some creatures or some sort of interaction. That sucks, but at least we only had one card to discard. Looks like they're also out of gas. But Knightly Valor will change that. Okay, I think we just pop the knight. Yeah, I think we just dump our hand and pop the knight. Should have attacked. This might help us stabilize for a while. Just gotta hope for some non-land cards now. Cool. So the question is, do we block and activate, or do we block and sack to get a counter? I think we block and activate. Well, there you go. Well, looks like they're gonna be able to take this probably. So probably should have tapped down the Falcon because I'm gonna jump and sacrifice it. Okay, that's cool. That'll let us flash in and kill something. And then also sack it and get another counter on the Harpy. So we're probably both on a top deck match now. Hopefully I win. Let that resolve. Now we'll flash in before we declare blockers. and then we'll block the stag. So in that case, we'll just sack it. Ouch. Well, that gives us just one more turn. Oh, I forgot about that. That's game. Well, that was a pretty close game one, I would say. Maybe you wouldn't. It's actually the first draft I've done on MTG Arena so far. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Please check out the rest of the channel as well. If the second game is not up yet, it will be relatively soon. Thanks again for watching.